Hello everybody, I am Fuzzy Face and welcome to another edition of this playthrough of Motorsport Manager Career Mode. We are currently, if you're not familiar with this series, we are with the Predator Racing Group. We've moved up from the European series, we are now in the Asia Pacific series and we're doing quite well. Santa Ana is in the driver's standing at 4th, Mia Lattinen is 8th in the driver's standings after, I think we've done 7 races now. Team wise, we're in the Constructors' Championship, we're on 30 points, we've got a nice little cushion here of 14 points over Kruger. There's only 4 points here up to the MRT, so we're not far off second place, although we're a long way behind the Esprit, which look like they're walking away with this, and obviously that's all down to De Graaf here, who's scored 46 of the 48 points they've got. And if we look at this, the MRT, 34 points, she's scored all the points that they've got. It's pretty much the same with Boa, so pretty much every team is a one driver team, so we're probably in relation to that, yeah, maybe not, we are pretty much a one driver team as well. And it's probably pretty hard to score points as well for a lot of these, because you only score points for being in the top 5 and you get points for being in pole position, 2 points, and you get 2 points for having the fastest lap. So anyway, we don't have much to do before the practice. We're waiting for this telemetry centre to be built. We've got a vote coming up which we're hopefully going to get put through for the Spectre wins. We've got 3 votes saved up. I think it's 3 votes saved up. Yeah, that means we've got +3, I think. So we've got 4 votes to put into this. So hopefully we can get that pushed through. I'm guessing a lot of the teams are going to vote against it. Hopefully they don't and we get Spectre wings put in here, much like the engine. That means it's a bit more competitive. Everyone has the same rear wing. Obviously that's the worst part we have, because we haven't been working on it, just in the hope that we could get this vote put through. Anyway, we need to build a gearbox now. This is our third, yeah, it's our 3rd iteration of the design. We want to unlock the 4th iteration. We can't quite do that yet, because I think to unlock this you need to go green, light blue. So you need to get like the average part, a good part and a great part. Just fill this up and that unlocks slot 4. So maybe we can do it early. It's probably going to be a bit of a risk here. Like we fill that up, we fill this up. Lattinen's part is a 334 at the moment, so we will be able to improve it to so it's better than the current part that she's got. And then if we do that, that gives us now a great part. So then this should unlock the 4th iteration of the design and allow us to put 4 parts in next time. So we can probably go like one of the average, one of the goods, and then 2 of these. Well, actually we'd probably do that one, that one, that one and that one. So that would give us 155 extra on top of this. So we would be pushing just over the 500 mark for our gearbox that we should be able to get next season. Obviously with this one, it's going to put +2. This is one of the designer's special component parts that they can build. The next one is a risk level -1. No, because we do need one of these next time to be able to unlock the 4th design, do we? Or could we go bang bang that and then a -1 and use that part towards the end of the season and then build the last part as that and that? I wonder if the game would allow us to do that, because we can't unlock slot 5 because we can't put an epic part in. But then we could put an epic part in here and unlock 5 parts like this and this, which would give us an amazing part for next season. Maybe we can do that, so that's probably what we're going to do. So we're going to go with this one this time and see if it unlocks slot 4 when the telemetry centre is built. It's going to be done 9 days before the race. Obviously the reliability is up, so we're going to be able to put it in the car. So hopefully we can get the performance worked on before the next race and have a nice new part that's a lot better than the current part in the car. So we've just got that vote coming up, so we're going to go ahead and skip to there. There's not much else to do. We're still working on a few parts, although everything's pretty much up to scratch. We don't have any parts we can improve in Santa Ana's car. The parts in Lattinen's car we can improve like 3 points, and everything is reliable now. Not fully reliable, but to the point where we don't have any problems. So we're just going to go ahead and skip to the vote and come back when that's done. So we'll just yeah, the car repair's done, so we're going to go ahead and skip now right up to the vote. Or probably the gearbox. I think the gearbox is done the day before the vote. Looks like it 15 days, does it tell us there? 2 weeks left. So whichever's first, we'll come back on that and see what we can do. Right, so we're a day before the vote. We've got 5 days to go for the telemetry centre. We've got the gearbox built now, so I'm hoping it's unlocked that slot. Do we have 4 slots now that we can build in? Yes, we do, so that works. We could actually go ahead and get an early build in here, but we're not going to do that. We're going to wait until we've got the telemetry centre built when we come back for that, because once this is built we're going to be able to put one of these +1 parts in and then a -1. So we're going to do something like this, aren't we? So we'll do like that, and then put this in, so then we can have a part rated 420 towards the end of the season. And then obviously using this one means we fill this up, which means we get slot 5 open, which means we can put 5 parts in. So we'll be able to do this one and this one, although we won't need to put that in because we've already got slot 5 open. So we'll do that one, this one and that one. So that adds 130 onto that, so we will have a base of 500 and we'll be able to improve it another 40. So we should have a part rated 540 going into next season, which is an absolutely massive leap forward for our team. So we're just waiting on the telemetry centre to be built for that. We've got the gearbox here to work on. We're not really working on much else because everything's pretty much reliable, so we can just go ahead and concentrate on this gearbox here. And obviously it's reliable enough, but we might as well get it up as much as we can. And maybe if we swap Dunbar over, yeah, it's going to be pretty much up to the level just before the race. Or would we be better off doing that, because he takes he takes a lot less time to work on the reliability of the parts, so maybe that'll get that up as well. And then we'll probably be around somewhere around the 355 mark for that. But we might as well stick with this now because the vote's tomorrow, so we'll just go ahead and do the vote here. Obviously we're going to sink all our 4 votes into voting for, but there is a lot of teams against this 5, so I don't think we're going to get this put through, because I think a lot of these have +1s anyway. I think we're going to lose this vote. So we've got 4 votes for from the start, so we're now 5 up. Hopefully it's going to go our way. He's using 2, 3. Everyone else is going against it, it looks like. We're actually losing now. 7 votes down. 6, 7. Ah, is it going to be up to... No! 8 to 7, as if. So close there. Even though we used all our votes up, we got pretty close there. But we've got the HQ being built now. 5 days to go. We might as well stick with this until practice now. Well, until we've done this, because then we're just going to go ahead and see if we can get one of these parts in the gearbox. For the gearbox, I should say. So we're going to go with that one. We can't put 2 risky parts in it because we're going to actually use one of them towards the end of the season. So should we go for a +10? Give it a little bit more boost. And this one, so then we don't have to get it up to speed as much. No, we do want to. We can't use that one because we want to use this one, don't we? So this one, we can get this one up to 420 now. So we do have an epic part in the car for the first time. And look, it would be amazing if we could get a telemetry centre to level 3. Because then we could use these massive parts. You know, look at this. If we could get a part built one season with all of this, it would be amazing. It's going to be a long time before we can improve the telemetry centre up to that point, because we're going to want to improve other parts first. So we've got this part now, which is 384, can be improved to 420, 45% reliability, but that's no problem because we don't have anything else to work on. We do have a +1 wrist part, which is obviously negated by this, so it's -1. So that's going to be ready 15 days after this race, and then obviously it's a long time till the Australia Grand Prix, so we're going to have a nice new, really high rated part here for Santa Ana. And we'll see what sort of, we'll see how competitive a part rated 420 is compared to the other teams. We are making quite a giant leap forward with that, so hopefully we can get pretty close to them. So that's going to cost 1.4 million. We've got enough this time out, and we'll have enough money after the next race to build that last part, that we're not going to use this season. Yeah, because we're not going to risk it in a car just in case it gets banned, because then we won't have that base to build on next season. And we'll just see if we can. It is the best part that we've developed ourselves, and that's because we've been working on it. We'll just see where that gets us. So we're just going to go ahead now and skip to the Rio de Janeiro Grand Prix practice, and we'll come back when we're setting up the car. So we're back here for practice. This time I did go with the sponsorship offer of the 800,000 one, so we'll have 400,000 for practice and £400,000 for the race. But as usual, any time that we've accepted the higher payment, we've never finished high up the table because we have to finish 4th or higher for that. Obviously we've done that a few times this season. Obviously we did it in the last race where we finished 2nd and 4th. But every time we've actually gone for that sponsorship offer, we've never actually got it. So as usual, we're going to go with Santa Ana and Maya Latinen in the car. And I've been looking forward to this Brazilian Grand Prix because it's a lot like the Sao Paulo Grand Prix, the track layout, especially on this track layout that we've got for the Asia Pacific Super Cup, is a lot like the real life Sao Paulo track. And as like this year in Brazil, it's going to be raining, and there's a forecast of rain for the race, so we're going to have a nice wet race here for Brazil. So what do we need here? I'm not going to mess with the downforce too much. I do think we do need some high downforce, even though we've got this for the mechanic here. It's going to be too far, so maybe just knock it up a tiny little bit. And I think we're going to need nice long gear ratios, because it's quite a nice flowing track as well, so we don't need the acceleration as much. Should we go 63? And we need the handling all the way down here, so we'll go pretty high here. We need nice understeer. I think we'll leave it as that. It looks like we need the intermediate. And I'll leave Latinen in the middle. We'll go a little bit higher on the gear ratios. She wants the handling quite. We'll go all the way with handling there. Just see how that comes out for us. And I'll go out, set some lap times, do some practice on that, and we'll pick up at the end of practice and see what sort of times we got. And I'll talk through what changes we made to these setups. So practice is over now. We didn't have the best of practice sessions there. 130 and 132, although that's where we finished last time out and we had a good qualifying. We weren't really trying to set lap times, just trying to get the setup just right. So yeah, we're going to go ahead now. We've got to get 4 or above in qualifying. It looks like it's going to be... We can't really trust that because look, there's clouds coming, so maybe it's going to rain towards the end of the session, so we're going to have to get out pretty quickly. So we won't put the intermediate tyre bonus on, but we're going to try and set a lap as quickly as we can whilst it's dry. And here we go, we got the car set up, it's pretty much bang on. We've got a 98% here for Santa Ana. We started off pretty good, but then couldn't find quite the correct balance for the speed balance there. But we started off pretty well. We're going to go on the ultra softs here just as we start. Yeah, just the ultra softs for practice, qualifying even. I was just 8 to 10 laps off the ultra softs on this. It said it was quite high tyre wear, but I'm sure it said it was quite a high tyre wear for Brazil. But anyway, I think it's only a 13 lap race is this one, so if that can do 10 laps, we're going to be able to do a really long stint to start with Santa Ana like we usually do. Probably get about 8 laps, because no, it's going to give us 6 laps of fuel, isn't it? So we're going to just go ahead and push anyway, I guess. So we'll be able to push these tyres a little bit, it seems. Last time we got right, we didn't have the best start like we did with Santa Ana. We just had 1 purple with her. Went the wrong way with the downforce there, and then the last stint we managed to get everything shored up and get an excellent setup there. And we're going to do the ultra softs with her as well. So who do we go with to take out first? So I'm going to send, it looks like it might stay dry. It's forecast rain for the race. It didn't forecast any rain for qualifying, but maybe there will be. But we're going to send Santa Ana out first anyway. And like the last update, if you saw it, we're going to come back this time just for the hot laps, or when the first driver's starting their hot lap, and go from there. So we're going to skip ahead to that part now and see how we get on. Obviously, like last time, I'm going to aim for clear air rather than getting the tyre temperatures and the brake temperatures right. That seemed to work out really well with us last time, and we had our best qualifying session to date. So that's what we're going to do here. Try and get some clear air away from a lot of the other cars and see how we do. Right, so we're going round for Santa Ana's lap here. We ended up way too overheated, trying to stay ahead of the car behind. Managed to get some nice distance. He kept trying to get past us. Did Krantz, but we got quite a nice distance there to a car in front of us. I think everyone is out of the pits now, so we should have a nice clear lap here with Santa Ana. Hopefully we're not going to catch a lot of these cars on their out lap. Latinen now, we're just going to try to concentrate on her, getting her some clear air. It looks like she's got some nice clear air from the car behind there, although we're going to have to speed up a bit. We might just be able to get these tyre temperatures just at the right speed. And look at that, it started raining. Great, so just as we predicted, we couldn't see it at the start of the race. Santa Ana's part way through her lap. Should we pull her in, or no? We're going to let her do it. We're going to pull Latinen in because there's going to be no time at all that we can sit on this. We'll just pull her in. Hopefully she didn't hold Santa Ana up here, so hopefully Santa Ana is going to get a nice boost. It doesn't look like it. The water's just too bad, but hopefully she got a good first sector of that lap in. which might help her out here. Is this rain going to last till the end of the session? I don't know. But we need to try and set a quick time here. This is why I only use one set of intermediates in practice, because I thought it was going to rain here, and I do want 3 nice new sets for I want 3 nice sets for the actual race, because we're going to be doing 3 stops. Although we should be able to get 1 set through, maybe, but we might as well have nice new tyres each time we pit. So we won't send her out just yet. We'll risk keeping her in here. So we're down into 3rd. A lot of these other cars are still on the ultra softs. Well, they all came out on the ultra softs. Maybe we should have let Latinen set a time, but I think she would have been way off here. We're just going to see if this rain starts to... see if we can get a lap in towards the end of the session. It does look like it's going to stop raining, but it doesn't look like it... Right, so it's going to stop, isn't it? So can we time this just right to get Latinen around on a pair of ultra softs here? Can we do that? Let's see if we can get that done. She's going to have to go slow for a bit in the hope that we can get it dried out here. It looks like we've got time to get... What's the timing on this lap? 1:30, so we've got time to wait for Santa Ana. When's it going to start drying out here? Right to the end of this session. So should we get Santa Ana geared up and ready to go? It looks like we're going to get quite a lot of clear air here with... We'll get... Ooh. We might just try and wait a little bit with Santa Ana, because we're going to get some grip back towards the end of the session here as it starts drying out. So let's just see what we can do here. We don't want Latinen to finish his lap too early. I think this is the only lap she's going to be able to get done, and there's a lot of cars going slow around that part of the track. So a lot of them are coming out now. Just see if we can get these somewhere near. A bit overheated on the brakes, but we're going to be pretty clear here for Latinen. We're going to have to try and get Santa Ana out. Just let Latinen come past in the pits, and we just got enough time here to get Santa Ana out. So we'll stick with qualifying now. Just see what we can get here. Try and get Santa Ana some nice clear air. Looks like we've got that, so maybe we can concentrate a bit more on this. Should we go try heat these up? No, because we'll catch that car in front. There's a car starting to catch us from behind now. I think he's doing a flying lap, isn't he? We don't want him to get in front of us. He'll be slowing down for his in lap, so we'll try to stay in front of him. So that means we have to be a little bit overheated for this lap. And we've managed to get Latinen up into 1st there, because she's a 1st round on this nice new dry track. And we just got Santa Ana across the line in time, so a lot of these might not get to set times here. So we got 1st on the podium here, 1st on the grid here. It'd be amazing if we could do that. And Santa Ana's absolutely flying around here. She's going quicker than Latinen's time. What can we get? 1st, and look at that. 1st on the grid there, timed it absolutely to perfection, getting Santa Ana across the line with a few seconds to spare. Got I'm not sure how much grip we actually get. I didn't see that, but we're 1st and 5th on the grid, so we actually get this £400,000 bonus now. Absolutely brilliant. So let's see what we can do from here in the race. So now it is race time. Here it's it's going to start out dry, isn't it? Is everyone going to start on the intermediates? It looks like they are, isn't it? We've got 2 laps of dry racing. I wonder if everyone else is going to start out on intermediates, because this race is only 13 laps long. Got 6 laps of fuel and 2 laps of dry weather racing. So if we could do 2 laps of dry weather on the ultra soft and then pit, would we get enough of an advantage for when we join the middle of the field? Should we risk that for one of the drivers? And who should we risk it for? I think Santa Ana is a little bit better equipped to do that, maybe. So should we bring her out on the ultra softs? Are we going to be able to get 2 laps out of this? So would 3 laps be enough to push all the way around for 2 laps? Ooh, it should be, shouldn't it? It should just be enough. And of course we're going to bring Latinen out on these intermediate tyres here. And obviously she's going to try go 6 laps here. Yeah, that's what we'll do. We'll take a risk here. We'll try get Santa Ana in at the end of lap 2, and then she can put on intermediates. So we've only got 3 laps of fuel in here, so hopefully that's enough to get round twice whilst pushing. Should be enough. And of course we're going to have Latinen go a lot longer than everyone else. Just keep an eye on the weather. See when the rain's going to stop. You know, I selected tyres which don't suit the current weather conditions. It's not raining at the moment and the track's dry for 2 laps, it says. Or is that 2 laps? Is that just 1 lap? Oh, decisions. What can we do here? Is it going to be a massive mistake doing this? That's lap 3, isn't it? So it's going to start raining after the first lap. No, we're not going to take that risk. We're not going to risk it. We're going to just go normal. I won't risk it. The thing at the top's a little bit longer than it usually is because we usually have longer lap races. So I think 2 of these bars just about represent 1 lap. It looks like 5 bars represent the 3 laps. So 2 bars could just be over 1 lap. But could we get enough advantage from 1 lap of racing on the Ultra Softs? Could we? Oh, I'm so tempted to risk it, but I'm not gonna. I'm gonna stick with this. So we're gonna have. We're still gonna stick with our normal strategy. Try to go a bit longer. We'll have Santa Ana come in first, so we'll have her push a little bit. We're still gonna try and go a little bit longer than everyone else. Just keep an eye on the weather. Just hope we don't mess this up. See how far it takes before it starts raining. Oh, look at that start from Santa Ana there. She's off like a rocket. Pulling away here, first place. She's still gaining a gap here. No, they're starting to catch her now. So when's this rain going to start? It's just going to start at the end of this lap, isn't it? So I wonder what we could have done on Ultra Softs there. And then just 2 pit stops. We'd have still have had the same amount of pit stops. Just don't know how much time we'd have been able to pick up there. From intermediates, what did we do? 1:30. Did we get an Ultra Soft timing? I can't remember what the qualifying time was. Probably not enough time to risk what we were going to do there. So, should we have Santa Ana push for a little bit here? She's going to come in first, just to keep her in first place. She's going to make this first pit stop. And now we've got the rain. It's gonna get heavy around lap 3. Still intermediate weathers, and Santa Ana doing a good job of hanging on to first place here over Saar. Latinen's dropping down the order a bit, but that's just because we're sticking to her strategy. The tyres are warming quite nicely here. Usually have a bit of problem sometimes getting the intermediates up to temperature. Seems to be doing quite well around here, around not Sao Paulo, that's the actual one. This one's Rio de Janeiro, but it looks like the rain's going to stop soon, doesn't it? So maybe we could have them push. Just keep an eye on that weather. So we're going to go ahead and turn Santa Ana down. We'll try to conserve these tyres a little bit. Same for Latinen. Santa Ana's doing a real good job here of hanging on to first place. Hopefully we can get the pit stops right as the rain starts to stop. It does look like it's going to stop at some point. Is it going to stop long enough for dry tyres, or is it going to do like it did in qualifying and we're going to rain, stop and then rain again towards the end of the race? Santa Ana doing a real good job of here in first place. I didn't think she'd be able to keep it up like this. But we're going to have to pit before it dries out, aren't we? But that shouldn't be too much of a problem, because everyone else will probably try to do the same. Could we make Latinen go that long? By turning her engine down, would she lose places doing that? Can we get Latinen through? Another 2 full laps? It looks like we could without pushing, without turning her down anyway, doesn't it? So we're probably at the right spot there. We're just going to have to see where Santa Ana is here when she needs to make a pit stop. It is actually the lap after this one anyway, however we go about it, so we might as well have her overtake and push these tyres. She is going to have to make a pit stop. And a lot of them now are coming in. Are they going to have to go? What are they going to swap to? Most of them going for dry tyres, so that means we can actually go ahead and put the dry tyres on there. So that's really going to work in our favour for Santa Ana. Everyone's coming in for dry tyres. So everyone's going to be quite a long way behind here because we've got this full lap that we've done on the Inters. And Latinen's got another... She's got another lap after this one on the Inters on a wet track. So it's really going to work out for Latinen here, so... What we're going to go with here, we should be able to go on the Ultra Softs. I don't know why everyone else is putting softs on here, because they're not going to be able to get to the end of the race on these, on this fuel. It seems like a weird decision for them to go with that. We're going to go with that anyway. We're going to try a fast one. So we can have Santa Ana push here. She's got enough time in her to get back out in first. It looks like she does have. What's Latin going to be like for fuel as she comes around? So maybe we're going to have to just wait until she gets round to see what we're going to be like and see if we can push her for this next lap. So Santa Ana is in the pits now. Can she get out in second place here? She's a long way ahead in second place here, and we are on the Ultra Softs. So Latin now coming through. So if we turn that up into overtake mode, let's see what she's got, just enough to get round there. We're going to put on a nice fresh pair of Ultra Soft tyres. We're going to go 6 laps here. It could be almost enough to get her to the end of the race here. She's going to be on lap 7 after this. So if we don't push it and we run the low engine mode for some of it, she might be able to get through this with just one stop. But then again, the weather might be changing again. We're going to go ahead and turn Santa Ana down here. We want this full fuel tank almost, although we don't really need the full fuel tank here. Is she actually gaining time here? No, we're actually losing time, so maybe the softs are a bit better. Yeah, they probably are better in the wet, but we're not losing that much time, so we should be able to start pulling away again. We've got a nice, good lead here with both cars, because Latinen's coming in now. Probably attack on these tyres till the end. We've got enough life in them. I'm going to get ready now to turn Latinen down, see where she can get to, and Santa Ana's just got out ahead of her there. Latinen and Santa Ana running first and second here with a massive gap, coming up to a nice dry track now. So let's see, both of these cars behind us sort of catching up a little bit. They're pushing and we're not. So Sai is gaining here, so they might be on a at catches before the end of the race. So we might see if we can get Santa Ana ahead here. All these cars, but then we just need to keep an eye on the weather, don't we? I don't think it's gonna. Yeah, it's not gonna rain anytime towards the end of the race. So we're just gonna see if we can push Santa Ana a little bit here. Her tyres are getting a little bit hot. We'll just turn her down. We'll just have a push, see where we can get her to. She gaining a Latinen now. She is. And actually, are these cars sticking around this time behind us? And behind Latinen, it looks like they are. We're just going to keep pushing Santa Ana here. We're going to try and get her around. Should we turn her down now? Would that give us 3 laps on these tyres? I'm not quite sure. And it looks like we're going to be dry now to the end of the race. So we're a long way in front. Getting overexcited here. A lot of these cars are making their second pit stop now. Yeah, so I can't believe that we might end up with a 1-2 here. Obviously the rain playing well into our hands here. Way out in front with both cars. It looks like we might just be able to get 2 more laps out of Santa Ana. Almost. Or should we risk it? Should we just go ahead and push here? We're going to hit some back markers, aren't we? We'll just go ahead and have a push. So we've got 3 laps of fuel left there. We don't quite have enough in Latinen's car to get her around either, so we maybe go ahead and have her push now as well. We won't push the tyres, and we don't need to push the tyres here, do we? We don't want these getting too hot and end up actually losing time instead. So we've got Santa Ana now coming in for another pair of Ultra Softs here. What can we put in her till the end of the race? Just enough to push, just in case we need it. So we can actually catching back markers here. I think this is our first time ever lapping a car. Who's in third place? De Graaf, but they've still got to make a pit stop as well. We've got enough time to get in the pits and out. Just hope we don't get held up by these back markers. Seem to be letting us through. Although we did lose about 5 seconds there trying to get past that back marker. But are we going to get in and out? Still in second place whilst the car behind's got to make a pit stop. Yes we do, and Latinen's coming in this lap. Could we get away with those tyres? We could probably get away with those tyres till the end of the race. We just need more fuel. Oh, that would be cheeky, and that would probably be handing Latinen the win, wouldn't it? If we changed tyres. If we didn't, would it? So she would get out in first place with that. Would she still get out with first place with this? It looks like she would do, wouldn't it? And that, what does she need to get through to the end of the race? Just that? So it looks like she's going to end up coming out of the pits in first place, Latinen. So this could be Latinen's first win here. It just depends what sort of... how close Santa Ana can get to her here. Santa Ana's gaining on her. So we're going to see what they're like after this pit stop, and it looks like De Graaf is going to try to do it on a one stopper here, or unless they're coming in after this one. He's actually run out of fuel there. So that looks like first and second actually confirmed there, because this car in third place here, De Graaf, has run out of fuel. So that looks like it's our 1-2 confirmed here. Santa Ana now coming round. Can she get back past Latinen? Can she regain her first place? Coming out pretty close there. So she can pretty much go ahead and turn down now. We've got Latinen. Should we try and give her the option of catching her? Don't really want them damaging each other close to the end, but we'll give Latinen the chance to see if she can outrace Santa Ana here. Although we've got the option of turning Santa Ana up now, haven't we? We can actually push them both here. So I don't think Latinen's going to catch. No, she's falling behind here, so should we just go ahead and have both cars take it nice and steady till the end now. So a final lap with first and second. We're a long way to third place, so it's going to be an excellent, amazing 1-2 here. And that's De Graaf there, is it? Did he go around without coming into the pits whilst he was out of fuel? Does that mean like a retirement? He ran out of fuel here on the last lap, so has he gone round again with no fuel, or is it just taking him that long to get to there? I'm not quite sure. Latinen is falling behind Santa Ana here. She's not the better driver and her car's not as good, but look at that, Santa Ana in first, just crossing the line, and we'll catch Latinen crossing the line here. Across the line. Yeah, this one's for you, Fuzzy Face, says Santa Ana. And alright, P2, nice one, says Latinen. An amazing result there, 1 and 2. I don't know what that's going to do for us in the championship standings. Maybe it puts us somewhere close back to first place somehow. I said I was looking forward to the Rio de Janeiro Grand Prix because it sort of matches the track of the Sao Paulo Grand Prix, which is one of my favourite circuits. It's always been one of my favourite circuits from playing the early F1 games. And yeah, absolutely amazing result there. I can't quite believe just the weather playing into our hands there, as everyone else made this sort of weird early pit stop, although they were forced to come in early and change to these dry tyres, otherwise they'd have to come in and do another lap on the intermediates whilst making a pit stop for fuel. So it was the only sort of option they had. Maybe it's because the AI has the same information about the weather that we do, that they can't see 4 laps ahead, and I don't think anyone has a forecasting centre. But we took that risk in going a long time on the intermediates, or trying to go as long as we could, and it worked out an absolute treat for us there. First and second. We've got no dodgy parts. So who else is with us round? We've got an MRT near us, haven't we? Monroe, so she's outside the points, and the other one was the Boa. I don't think it's not Costa, the other Boa. Yeah, it's Cruz is who's at top in the other Boa. So a Boa did finish in the points, and we've got 2 bonus points there for Santa Ana, so she's actually ended up with 2 points. Gabriel Sars moved down, so we finished first and second. Look at that, the first time I think that's the first time, yeah, definitely the first time that we've had both drivers on the podium there. Cost a whole 32 seconds behind there. First place trophy, there's a second place trophy behind here somewhere hiding. And look at that, Santa Ana now up into third place again in the Constructors, Maya up into sixth. Absolutely mighty duo there. So where does that put us? Up into second and 2 points behind the Esprit now. I said at the beginning of this update that we would have no chance of catching the Esprit. And I don't think we've got any chance of keeping this going because it's just by an amazing amount of luck there in that Grand Prix. Although not amazing, just good planning. We were the only ones going long. The computer seemed to like to push quite a lot. So absolutely amazing there, and that means we pick up an extra 800,000. That means we've got the parts paid for that we want to build, definitely. And we might even think about being able to build something towards the HQ now as well at the end of the season, depending upon the price of the new car. So let's see where we're at. Overall first, obviously, because we're first and second. Making some gains. I don't know if they're going to make enough gains to actually move up a few points here. But look at that, nearly £2 million in the bank there. 2.2 million. Absolutely brilliant. Let the game save. Come on, game. Save. Don't crash on me. Right, so calendar. We've got Sydney. We've only got 4 races now, so we're 2/3 of the way through the season. Costa sets pace during practice. Santa Ana pits Sylvander to pole, so that's our first ever pole position. Car condition, absolutely brilliant from both drivers there. Race winner plus 15 morale, although these don't matter because they're both at 100% anyway. And hard fought win for Santa Ana. Absolutely brilliant. We've got this new gearbox that's going in the car for the next time as well, so things looking up there. We've got Sydney next time. It's another shorter race, so we might be able to have another, well, it's not shorter in terms of distance, but in terms of laps it seems to work out for us, because hopefully in the 14 lap race as well, you're only allowed 6 laps of fuel, which means the computer does sort of get forced into making earlier pit stops than we do, because we like to run as far as we can, sort of coming at the beginning of lap 7 if we can with one of the cars, or towards lap 6 and the other one the car before, and it seems to work really well in our favour. So hopefully might be a little chance of rain, probably not much. There's no more massive downpours expected for the others, so hopefully we can do alright in Sydney. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and click to car repair complete, and then we can pick up from this point next time. And yeah, so absolutely amazing 1-2 result there for us. Brilliant around Rio de Janeiro. But anyway, that's it for now. If you're not already subscribed and you want to see more 1-2 finishes, I'm joking, of course, that's our first 1-2 finish ever. But yeah, anyway, if you want to see more content from me, more of this motorsport update on the Predator team, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. If you're not already subscribed, give me a thumbs up if you think we did excellent in getting a 1-2, and leave me a comment down below. I do try and reply to every comment, so if you do leave one, I will probably reply if you have any suggestions or anything you want to see me do, or if there's anything you want to see me build at the end of the season with the HQ, any suggestions. We've got the telemetry centre built, we've got the design centre up to level 2, and we've got the factory level up to 2. But anyway, that's all for this update, so I'll see you down the road in Sydney, and goodbye.